القرآن اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليك سيدي يا رسول الله. Welcome back to another Wednesday, and alhamdulillah we come together to know more about the Quran. And alhamdulillah, always every Wednesday we are talking about the methodology of the Quranic interpretation. And just to remind you and to remind the brothers and sisters who are watching us right now, that we started our session talking about the importance of Quran and knowing different schools about the tafsir, about giving the interpretation of the Quran. And we came to the point that we are talking about the 114 chapters of the Quran, one by one. We are talking about the main theme of each and every surah in the Quran. And alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we reached to know the surah of our chapter number 11, which is Surat Houd. And this is the surah that we are talking about today, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So we are talking about chapter number 11, Surat Houd. Last time we spoke about Surat Yunus. Sayyidina Yunus was the prophet of Allah. And also Hud is the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too. I just wanted, before I start my session, I just wanted to refresh your minds and maybe a little bit to quiz you and to ask you about, some of the issues, not about the previous session, but overall about your impression about what you got from talking about the surahs of Quran. We mentioned before that we have the surahs are divided into many, section or many categories. And one of these categories that we can divide Quran into Makki and Madani. And the Makki, what's revealed before Hijrah, and Madani, what is revealed after Hijrah. But that's not my question. Still, he's trying, he said, I won, I made it. Wait, hold on, not Brother Hamza, be ready. We mentioned last time some of the characteristics of the Makki surahs and some of the characteristics of the Madani surahs. And we said these are common characteristics. It's not all characteristics, but it has some of the similarities, and it has certain qualities that you can identify by yourself while you are reciting Quran, whether it is Makki or Madani, based on the topics. Okay, so what are the qualities, the characteristics of the Makki surahs?
The Makki surahs talking about believing, introducing the new religion and everybody to believe the new religion
of the prophets and of the.
So, mashallah, Allahu Akbar, Hajj Wajdi and Hajj Izzuddin. You see, brothers and sisters here, mashallah, alhamdulillah, we have good competition here. And I urge you, if you know the answer, hurry up and write it down in the chat. So, we are talking about, Hajj Wajdi said, it introduces Islam and also introduces Allah. It talks about the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It talks about the names of Allah, because it's at early stage of Islam. Still, Allah wanted to introduce himself to the humanity through the Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also was talking, as Hajj Izzuddin spoke about, Allah spoke about the previous nations, so we can get the reflections, we can understand what happened with the previous nations. And also it came, these stories, these types of stories about the previous nations, to console and to comfort the heart of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to teach him and to tell him about the previous messengers and their struggle with their people. So that's the case, and these are of the two characteristics of the Makki surahs. What else do you know about the Makki surahs? Talking about what?
Aqidah.
Yes, that's a good point. It talks about the aqidah, your doctrine, your creed, your belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It talks about the conditions of Iman. It talks about how to enhance your relationship with Allah. It talks about how to fulfill and how to achieve the concept of La ilaha illallah, and how to correct your aqidah, how to fix your aqidah. And what else? Da'wah. Yes, it revives the hearts. It's fixing the hearts through the da'wah. And that is something also so important. And what else? Still, we are talking about the characteristics of the Makki surahs. It talks about also one of the things that we need to know about the creation of Allah, the creation of the heavens and earth. It talks about the creation of the mountains, the birds, and each and everything. It talks about how Allah created the heavens and earth and how Allah created Adam. It talks about also how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made everything available and, greenery on this earth, and how he made it under our control so we can use it to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused the rivers and the oceans to be under our control so we can use it in the worship of Allah, and Allah facilitated all and everything for us in this universe so we can worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's move to the other section. What are the characteristics of the Madani surahs? Basically, it talks about the Sharia law. It talks about the rules, what's halal and what's haram. Do it and do not do it. Do this and do not do this. It talks about Ramadan, fasting. It talks about the rules of Salah, the rules of Zakah, rules of Hajj. It talks about rules of marriage, rules of divorce, rules of inheritance. It talks about, how the mothers could nurse, feed, and suckle the baby. It talks about all the rules. How should you spend on your family and take care of them? It talks about the Sharia at all. That's the case. And what else? It also speaks about the life in Al-Medina. It talks about the hypocrites. It talks about those people who were side by side to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the masjid, but they have something else in their intention, the hypocrites. It talks about the battles, as we have Badr, Uhud, Al-Khandaq. It talks about all the battles happened with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It tells us about the stories happened with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Medina. It talks about the people of the book. It talks about the Jewish, the Judaism as a religion. It talks about Christianity as a religion. It talks about the diversity in the Muslim community at that time in Medina. Lots of things that we can, got, and we can got very easily while you are reciting the Quran. So all of the sudden you are reciting verses are talking about the rules of Hajj. So it is Madani. It was revealed after Hijrah. But you are talking about something, how Allah created the mountains, the heavens, and the earth, and rivers, and everything. That's Makki. That's Makki. Okay. I hope this quick revision became beneficial, inshallah. Yes, inshallah, sister. Yes, inshallah, at the end of the lecture, inshallah. I remember, and I had a call with my Sheikh Saad also about this issue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the brother shifa, inshallah. So we are talking about Surat Houd. And who is Houd? Surat Houd, chapter number 11. Let me give you some of the statistics about the surah. It is Makki surah, surah number 11, and it has 123 verses. It was revealed right after Surah Yunus, as we see in the Quran. So the same arrangement, the same order in the Quran, Yunus and Hud, at the same was at the time of revelation. After Allah revealed Surat Yunus, then Allah revealed Surat Hud. So Surat Hud also, it has, as we mentioned, 123, it has 1,947 words. Again, 1,947 words. And it has 7,633 letters. 7,633 letters. So it is called, you remember the term, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. That's good point. Whatever any surah passes 100 verses, we call it at-tuwal, means the longest, one of the longest surahs in the Quran, or it has another name. Al-Ma'in. Al-Ma'in. Ma'in means more than 100. So the surah is now 123. So it is called Ma'in or Tuwal. Tuwal means one of the longest surahs in the Quran.
Just for everybody to know this. Tuwal is Arabic name, and it has a name for the rope.
For what?
The rope.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The same as well, the rope is so tall.
It's called Tuwal. It's called Tuwal also. But before I tell you about the main theme of the surah, let me tell you the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to know the importance of this surah, because this surah has hadith and it is authentic hadith. One day, Sayyiduna Abu Bakr was talking with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he started to notice the gray hair in the head of Rasulullah. He started to find lots of gray hair. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, ashibta? Did you start to get the gray hair? He said, yes. Shayyabatni Hudun wa akhawatuha. Surat Hud. And what is alike? Surat Hud and the other surahs like Surat Hud. In another narration, Surat Hud and its sisters caused my hair to get gray. That means it is so important. And why Rasulullah said that Shayyabatni caused my hair to get gray, to become gray? Because what's inside these surahs. But Rasulullah is not only talking, he's not only talking about Surat Hud, but he said Hud wa akhawatuha, and other surahs like Hud. The sisters of Surat Hud. That's how he said wa akhawatuha, what's alike. So what are the surahs that Rasulullah meant? Number one, Suratul Waqi'ah, Al-Mursalat, An-Naba', At-Takwir. So Surat Hud, number one. Number two, Al-Waqi'ah. Number three, Al-Mursalat. Number four, An-Naba'. Number five, At-Takwir. These are the surahs that caused the gray hair to come to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That means it came early to Rasulullah, not in the expected time that we could have it. And that's because of the greatness of the surahs and also the incidents that the surah we're talking about. So let's go ahead very quickly and talk about the main theme of Surah Hud. Hud is the name of the prophet who came after the time of Sayyiduna Nuh, the prophet Noah. You know, after the ark, after the flood, and Allah saved the believers and saved Sayyiduna Nuh. After many years, Sayyiduna Nuh passed away. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to the other nation, we call them Qawmu Ad. Qawmu Ad. Who is Qawmu Ad? The people of Ad. Those are the people that Allah sent Sayyiduna Hud to them. And by the way, you may not be aware of the name Hud, but in Judaism, you will find it in the Bible, but not with the name of Hud. They call him Abir, Abir, or Aber. That's Aber in Judaism, or in the Bible, in the Old Testament. He is one of the offspring of the Prophet Noah, and he is the son of Sam, or from the offspring, from the progeny of Sam, the son of Noah. And he came to the land, it is called in Islam Al-Ahqaf. Al-Ahqaf means the wide and large desert. And the people differed when he was born, when he died, and which land exactly that he came to. Some of them said he came to a place between Iraq and Saudi Arabia right now. And some people said that he came to Egypt. And that is one of the most authentic opinions, because you will find the buildings of Ad in Egypt. Some of them are in Egypt, like they said, you will find some of the temples, some of the large and the huge palaces still exist from the people of Ad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Fajr, إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ الَّتِي لَمْ يُخْلَقْ مِثْلُهَا فِي الْبِلَادِ. And they said there is Ma'bad Fiyala. Ma'bad Idfu in Aswan, in Egypt. They said the temple or the place, it is called Idfu, okay? That is part of the land of Ad. Not all of them exist in Egypt, but they were large ummah, large nation. They extended even beyond Egypt and around Egypt. So Allah sent the Prophet Hud to them to call them to worship Allah alone, because historically, according to the history, the people of Ad, the people of the Prophet Hud, were the first nation worshipped idols since the time of Noah. You know, Allah caused the ark to happen because of the worshiping the idols. The first people after ark worshipped idol were the people of Hud, the people of Ad. And as you know, he conveyed the message, he called them to worship Allah, and they refused. Then Allah punished them by sending the severe wind, the storm, and Allah destroyed them all. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the wind and the storm that could kill each and every one of them. Allah said, فَأَصْبَحُوا لَا يُرَى إِلَّا مَسَاكِنُهُمْ. Nothing left except their homes. Nothing left except their buildings as a witness that they were there. That's the case. So Allah destroyed them with the severe and the strong wind, the strong storm, and it lasts for them, or during that time, it was a punishment for them for 7 nights and 8 days. 7 ليال وثمانية أيام حسوما. It destroyed them all. 7 nights and 8 days. So you can imagine, and it's for us, Allah is telling the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam what happened to the previous nations. And nothing remained except their buildings, the tall and huge buildings. Allah gave them the power. They could build very huge and tall buildings. If you check by yourself some of the pictures on even in Google about the people of Ad, the people of the Prophet Houd, you will see by yourself. They built such buildings that we cannot do it right now with the technology that we have. So you are not talking about the Tower of Khalifa in Dubai, you know? You are not talking about the reach, what reached to the clouds, but I'm talking about huge and massive buildings. Subhanallah. Allah said, لَمْ يُخْلَقْ مِثْلُهَا فِي الْبِلَادِ. Nothing can be compared to what they built. But Allah destroyed them because they did not obey, they did not obey and listen to what the Prophet of Allah said. And that's another lesson for us. No matter what we have, we are nothing without obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's answer the question. What is the main theme of Surat Houd? The main theme of Surat Houd, because it did not tell us only about the Prophet Houd. No, the surah has lots of the stories of the previous nations. It talked about the story of Sayyiduna Nuh. It talked about Sayyiduna Salih. It talked about, of course, Sayyiduna Hud. It talked about Sayyiduna Shu'aib. So what's the common here? What is the main theme here? Allah, for each and every prophet, Allah said, and Allah started the story of each and every prophet of them, Ya qawmi, u'budu Allah, ma lakum min ilahin ghayruh. O my people, worship Allah, you have no God other than Him. So the main theme of the surah, the common message of all the prophets and the messengers of Allah. They have common message. All the prophets, without any distinction. And I was talking with one of the brothers today here in the masjid. I told him that we believe in all the prophets and messengers of God without even distinction between them. And that's the common message. And listen, we have no difference in the message, but we might have differences in the law, in the Sharia. So what's the message of Ibrahim to his people? Worship Allah and do not associate any partner with Him. It's the same message of Moses, of Jesus, of Hud, Joseph, Isaac, all the prophets. It's the same message. That's the theme of the surah. The common message of all the prophets and the messengers of Allah, which is worship Allah and do not associate partner with. That's the major line. That's the basic. But it could be different in the Sharia. They did not have Ramadan, for example. They did not have Ramadan. We are the only ummah had Ramadan. But they had something different. For instance, they used to fast from each month 3 days. 3 days each month. So that is something very important. We don't have this. During the time of Adam alayhi salam, when Allah created the human beings, when Allah created Adam and started to have little of offspring, that time the law was that it is possible, it's permissible to the brother to marry his sister, but not the one who came at the same time of birth, at the same time of delivery, because Allah caused Eve to have each and every time twins. one male and one female. So the law at that time was that one who came like before his sister could marry, not his sister who came with him at the same time, no, the other sister or the previous sister. So that was permissible at that time. Otherwise, there will not be offspring, there will not be humanity, because all of them came from one father and one mother. Nowadays, that's prohibited because we already have 7 point something billion human beings. Alhamdulillah, we have more than enough, you know? Yes, we have more than enough. So that's the case. We could be different in the Sharia, but we have one common message. So the surah actually was talking about the stories of the previous nations, and it came with that message. Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad, after he told them about all the stories, Allah said, لِنُثَبِّتَ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ. We are telling you the stories so we can comfort and console your heart. That's the message, was for the Prophet Muhammad and for us to get the knowledge and to know more about the previous nations. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the knowledge, Allahumma ameen, about the Quran, and give us more and more connection with the Quran. Of course, as I said before, we have a lot to say in the surah. It dealt about the story of Sayyidina Nuh, his story with his son, how he wanted to escape, and he gave him the advice after advice. He said, my son, my dear little son, come and jump to the ship to be saved from the punishment of Allah. What did he say? He said, nothing can be closer. No harm will come to me. You know what, Dad? I would go to the top of the highest of the mountains ever, and the water will not come closer to me. And what did he say? قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم. No one will be saved from the punishment of Allah except the one who was in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, means those who are in the ship. And he was so arrogant, the son of Noah, he was so arrogant to accept and to obey his father. And then Sayyiduna Nuh saw his son drowning and dying in front of his eyes. He didn't listen even to his dad. And this is part of what the surah is telling us. Please, if you have time, go back to chapter number 11. And I call you, I invite you to enjoy reciting this surah. It will tell you a lot about the previous nation. It is a historic course about what happened with the previous nations. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. I just wanted, before I make the dua, I wanted to welcome everyone attended with us this session online, and everyone attended with us in the masjid, of course. And I can see Sister Bibi Jamir, Imtiaz Khan, Brother Muhammad Nasruddin, Sister Azima, Brother Muhammad Ali, mashallah. Welcome, brother. Jazakallah khairan. And our salam to the sister also, inshallah. I can see Dr. Rahim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Also, I can see Sister Bibi Aisha, Khadija, Shaliza, Sister Brenda, Fifi, Bibi Hussein, Deen Ibrahim, Hasib Sharif. I can see also Hussein Ibrahim. MashaAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and everyone. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Please, we wanted to make a dua. I got the message right before the lecture. Then I called Sheikh Saad in Simbit, because I got the message that we have Sheikh Muhammad, Imam Muhammad, the Imam of Masjid Sunnah in Simbit. He is in the hospital and he is in a critical situation. He had heart attack yesterday. So we wanted to make dua for Imam Muhammad, the Imam of Masjid Sunnah in St. Pete, not Imam Muhammad Yahya. May Allah protect him. Allahumma ameen, not to get confused. But he's Imam Muhammad. I don't know the last name, but basically he is originally from Bangladesh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shifa. I called Sheikh Saad. I checked what happened, and he said yes, he is in the hospital and he has critical condition. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shifa. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Allahumma shfihi shifaan la yughadiru saqama. Allahumma shfihi shifaan la yughadiru saqama. أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفيه. أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفيه. أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفيه. اللهم رب الناس اذهب البأس اشفي وأنت الشافي شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم رب الناس اذهب البأس اشفي وأنت الشافي شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم يا ربنا اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اشف كل مريض يتألم. اللهم اشف كل مريض يتألم. اللهم ارحم كل ميت. اللهم ارحم كل ميت. اللهم عافنا واعف عنا وارفع عنا البلاء يا رب العالمين. اللهم احسن خاتمتنا في الامور كلها. اللهم احسن خاتمتنا في الامور كلها وتب علينا يا اكرم الاكرمين انك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من آيات والذكر الحكيم. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم آمين. اللهم آمين.